Let us take a moment to consider this notion. Storytelling invites us to see the world differently as we become more aware of ourselves and our shared human experiences. But to what extent is the statement true? Does storytelling really invite us to develop self-awareness, or does it instead distract us from achieving the former? Storytelling may allow us to become more aware of our shared experiences, but it may not invite us to become more understanding and aware of ourselves. Firstly, stories represent the experiences of others. We can derive meaning from them, but we can't completely empathize with the composers of these texts or with the characters within them. In Lucy Walker's Wasteland, Vic Muniz accumulates a wealth of inspirational stories from the catadores of Jardim Gramacho through the interviews, discussions, and conversations with them. Muniz, the foreigner, the outsider, the alien in this wasteland, derives meaning from these experiences of poverty, of pride, of optimism, false hopes, and resilience. Growing up in a similar socio-economic class as the catadores, it is obvious that Muniz would be able to relate to them on an empathetic level and become self-aware. In the sense that we gain awareness of these shared human experiences, they may be understandable and we may be able to derive meaning and significance from them, but we also cannot truly recognize such experiences as our own, or at least relative to our individual experiences. Therefore, this limited connection to specific shared human experiences causes us to question, how is it possible for us to develop self-awareness? How is it possible for the individual to understand themselves and their position in the world? How can we, the outsiders, recognize such stories foreign to us, the stories which we can understand but can't relate to through experience? Regardless, our understanding and awareness of the collective human experience still invites us to see the world differently. The difference, however, being that we see an incomplete painting because we don't recognize ourselves in the overall image. Paul Peter Rubens' Le Massacre des Innocents graphically charts the motion and energy of life, whilst also exploring the shared human experiences of conflict, life and death, war, lust and rage, to name a few. Through the horizontal compositional axis, chiaroscuro modeling, an eye-level positioning, and a limited depth of view, Rubens directly immerses individuals in the chaos and movement of the painting in media res. However, the significance of our immersion may be negated by our inability to recognize ourselves and our experiences within the painting. It may be hard for us in modern times to relate to such barbaric and explicit natures of a text, but by failing to discover ourselves through the digestion of different texts, we are unable to progress towards developing and sustaining self-awareness. The concepts of war and survival are increasingly becoming irrelevant with the recent improvements in economic development and well-being. In turn, this negation reduces our ability to see the world differently as we become confined to a certain field of vision. Contrarily, in Naomi Nye's poem Gate 4, which focuses on the shared experiences of frustration, realizations, transformation, and longing for a relationship, individuals are more able to relate to the text as it is modernized, contemporary, and its concepts are more relevant to what's occurring now. From the reading of Gate 4, individuals discover the real significance of culture and heritage, the collective need for acceptance amidst phases of discrimination, and the shared renewal or challenging of our perceptions as a result. This sense of connection allows for a greater appreciation of the poem, hence allowing both our understanding of the collective and individual human experience to cooperate in our development of new perceptions in the world. In summary, stories represent the experiences of others. We can derive meaning from them, but we can't completely empathize with the composers of these texts or with the characters within them. Regardless, our understanding and awareness of the collective human experience still invites us to see the world differently. However, the difference between these being that we see an incomplete painting because we don't recognize ourselves or our experiences in the canvas. Storytelling may allow us to see the world differently as we become more aware of the shared human experience, but it may not invite us to become more understanding and aware of ourselves and our own individual experience.